How is it that climate change is such a big deal, but nobody seems to care about it? Let's just be real with ourselves for a sec. We all want to do something to work against climate change, but we don't. There are a lot of reasons for this, all of which I can only skim the surface of because I am not a psychologist. So skim their surface I will. For one, it's a lot of effort. Our lives are stressful enough as they are, we do not need this to add to the mix. As a result, despite knowing we should be doing our part for the world, we live our lives under the impression that someone else will do it for us. What's more, we look for scapegoats and refuse to take accountability ourselves because, well, why should I bother fixing this issue? I have a life to live and food to put on the table, and you expect me to do my part. There are a lot of other reasons too, but before getting into that, I'd like to get into how this channel aims to approach the topic of climate change in a way that's different, one I don't see much of. This will probably come off as pretentious, but other content creators will approach the issue with the message, it's a fight to reduce our impact and do what's right for our home. This approach, in my opinion, works for some, but is kinda naive and pretty much ineffective for most. Not only is it cheesy to the point that people would be embarrassed to associate themselves with it, not only does it address the act of working against climate change like it's something special and, more to the point, not for us, not only is it really vague and doesn't act to guide anyone towards making any changes, but it also fails to address the biggest hurdle that discourages people from changing their ways in the first place. Climate change, this fight to reduce our impact, as I had put it, is as much of a fight to reduce our impact as it is a fight of the mind, one which everyone deals with very differently, but also usually in the same way. What I'm trying to get at is that everyone's scared, but nobody's going to tell you that. I'm scared. You're scared too. You mightn't think it, but you are. Let's consider things for a minute. Even if you put all your energy towards fixing this issue, your impact, as an individual, is minuscule. An issue which, by the way, has been proven may be the end of us within our lifetime. It might kill us before we want to go. That is horrifying. So what do? Well, we do what's easier. We ignore the issue, we push it to the back of our minds. Our friends laugh about how the world will be a dystopia before we reach our 40s, and we laugh with them. We live our lives under the constant belief, no, the prayer, that this issue will sort itself out somehow. Because it has to. Right? My point is, the aim of this channel is to treat the issue of climate change as it should be treated. It shouldn't be sugarcoated, it should be seen for its terrifying reality, but also respected as a solvable one. If we want this issue to go away, all of us, no matter what we're dealing with, need to try and change our ways. Eco-influencers, for lack of a better term, will talk for 20 minutes about a topic and its every little detail. This approach, while certainly informative, isn't effective because it doesn't tell the viewer in simple terms what they can do to help. It certainly does help the likes of me with conducting research, but for most it's just not something they would want to spend their time doing. Especially not in a world full of so many distractions. That is what this channel is for. To offer a practical, surface-level understanding of a concept related to climate change, and also offer what I will refer to as systems, easy-to-follow plans you can follow to actively change your behavior. You could argue that I'm not going in as much depth as the others, but I don't need to, because even while reading out this script, I can tell that nobody watching this video wants to take an hour-long crash course on everything to do with fast fashion, because they don't care enough to listen. This brings me to my next issue. Climate change, or more precisely the fight against it, almost feels like it doesn't involve us. Almost like, in order to be involved, you have to be a specific kind of person. The kind of person with a big garden who cycles everywhere and checks the label of every little thing they buy and constantly nags their friends to live a more sustainable lifestyle. That's why this channel aims to present the issue of going against climate change as one that can and should be fought by everyone. So what else should you expect from this channel? Well, my main areas of focus are food sustainability and sustainable fashion. These are two massive areas, and as such will have several videos dedicated to them. The videos themselves will partially focus on the issue at hand and how it harms the environment, while the meat and bones of each video will focus on what you can do to actually help, and how you can go about doing that. Climate change is a nightmare, and my goal is to guide you into making more sustainable choices. If you don't want to try, while I can't force you, all I'm saying is that it'd be pretty cool if you did. But for those of you who do, I am so glad. Well, these videos do take time to make. I'll keep you all updated on the community tab. You just press the thing and you'll get the you get it. Okay, bye there.